Thank you so much for joining us. You have come to the Vanities Reunion Event. We are going to have so much fun tonight. We have the entire cast of the off-Broadway show. The three of us are here tonight. It is going to be so much fun, along with the writers, the creators, the creative team. It is going to be a blast, and I'm really glad you joined us. This is a fundraiser, but it's also a fun raiser because we're going to have some fun. Don't you worry about that. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about what we're trying to do here at Theatre Raleigh. We are trying to, well, number one, get through this global pandemic and get through this crazy year. Hopefully it'll be over soon and we'll be back live in person in theaters. We're very excited about that. But we at Theatre Raleigh, like all theaters across the country, need your help to make it through this crazy time. So if you can donate tonight, we would really appreciate the help, so donate at theaterraleigh.com. I know a lot of people are asking for money at the year end, but what I think is really important is that you don't just give to us, but we also give to you. So we have a lot of cool initiatives going on here at Theatre Raleigh. The first one being, we are building a new Theatre Raleigh venue, which is pretty darn cool and exciting and is going to help us grow in a way that we've never been able to. So we are creating what I'm calling the community room. And anybody who donates $5 or more between now, well, December 1st and December 31st, your name will go on our community room wall. The larger the donation, the larger the font. So you're not too late. Make sure that you donate to Theatre Raleigh, and every time you come see a show here or every time you come to perform here at Theatre Raleigh, you will see your name on the community room, which will be used as like the green room or the hangout room for actors and anybody who comes to rent our space. So that is going to be pretty cool. And tonight, you're in luck because we are going to give away some seriously cool prizes. We have donations from Synergy Face and Body. They are going to give away to one of the top donors that donates tonight while we're doing this broadcast. The Diamond Glow Facial Treatment, it's a $250 value. Synergy Spa has been a long-time sponsor of Theatre Raleigh. They're donors and they are friends, and they are offering this 30-minute service. It treats dry, dull skin, congested skin, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, sun damage, and rough texture. Well, I should probably donate so I can get that. So if you donate tonight and you are one of the top 3 donors, you might get that. We also have friends Rick Meadows and his wife Annie Meadows. They have supplied us with a really special beauty bag, the platform blowout hair dryer and flat iron, and the hair care gift box for color treated hair. All together is a value of $500. And I will say again that that is a gift from Annie Meadows Real Estate. If you're looking for a place to live in North Carolina, you need to call her. It is always one of the top 10 places in the country to live, so you know you want to check out North Carolina. She could be your real estate agent. So thank you, Annie and Rick. Last but not least, Murs Aesthetics is offering an incredible gift to our top donor tonight. These products cannot be found in your regular old Sephora. This is Murs' top line of skincare products. The Lumiere was named Best Beauty Buy in InStyle magazine. This gift is valued at $700. So you guys, donate to Theatre Raleigh, and if you are one of the top 3 donors tonight, you're going to win a cool gift. And of course, they had to be beauty products because, duh, we're celebrating Vanities tonight. You got to look good. We'll talk more about that later. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. It really means a lot to me that you are even here watching and that you support live theater. We'd love it even more if you could help us out and donate. Or donate. I don't know why I said donate. That was really weird. Let's bring out other people who probably talk better than me because they're amazing writers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring out to you the original writer of Vanities the play and his collaborator on the musical. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Hefner and David Kirschenbaum. Hi, guys.
Hi. Great to see you.
How's everybody?
Good.
I couldn't be happier to see your beautiful faces.
Thanks.
Same here. I don't know if we talk better than you, but But you look amazing, and happy holidays.
Well, look, I've got my tree. I've got my little set. I'm all ready to go. We're trying to be all professional here. You guys look really, really good. I can't believe that I'm seeing your face. How long has it been? I mean, it's been since Vanities, probably 10 years.
For me, it has been. I mean, 10 years, indeed. Yeah. I mean, David saw you because you did Vanities at Theater Raleigh.
Well, that's true. You're right. Thank you for
and
bringing
I
that
didn't
up.
get to see it.
I know. We were trying to bully you to come down as well, but that is right, David. You came to our opening night of Vanities at Theater Raleigh, 2014.
Terrific. Yeah. It's 2014. Wow.
I mean, can you believe that?
No.
I can't. And I've seen Jack since then because we've kept in touch and there have been other productions. But yours was, I think, really the first production that neither Jack or I were involved with in any way.
Well, it's true because so, you were in the process of getting it licensed by Samuel French, which is now Concord. And we did the show without the actual, it hadn't quite gone through all its legalities, but you let us do it anyway.
Yeah, we had to jump through a couple hoops, but we were so glad it worked out, and it was an incredible production. And it was the first time I came down not having seen any of the actors before, walking to a production and hadn't met the music director, and it was just a complete joy because you did an incredible job with it. But until then, I had no idea you could do that.
Well,
but I mean,
no, it's so funny because
I knew you were talented. I knew you were smart, but I'd never seen you direct. I knew that you knew the show really well, but that was the moment when I was like, okay, this place is gonna be amazing, and I'll do whatever I can for Raleigh.
I mean, honestly, I was lucky that I knew people, and all that. But I definitely felt like Vanities was such an interesting turning point for me in my career because it was right as I was like taking over what now we call Theater Raleigh, but then it was Hot Summer Nights. And my very first season, I was producing from literally backstage at Second Stage. We were doing the show, and I was like making all the decisions. I was doing casting, so it's like this cool, like sort of full circle for me. And I'm sure Judith Ivey, who was the director of our production, would tell you, like, I thought I should be a director because I was giving her a lot of my opinions. But
they were good opinions.
Well, it's one of the. I was like, Lauren, shut up. You're an actress. But you know what? Maybe I'll go somewhere else and start directing because. But I'll keep them separate from now on. But you guys, I want to talk about. Jack, first of all, like, what was it that made you say, okay, hi, I'm going to write a show about 3 women in Texas?
I'll try to be brief about it because everyone knows it's not. It was a quick story, actually. I had my first play open at Playwrights Horizons in New York, and the only thing I got from it was people laughed, and I went, what? I'm funny? So I went home and I wrote Vanities. The next day, I wrote the first 2 acts in one day and the next act the next day. So it took a day and a half to write it. And I mean, I swear, nothing has ever come that easily. And then we did it at Playwrights Horizons, and it moved off Broadway and played for over 5 years. And then the spinoff came with David.
The spinoff.
Yeah, I guess that's not good to say that. But really, it was people had approached about doing it as a musical, but I had always said no, or people said, why do it as a musical? And then David, I think I said something like, go write a couple of songs, prove it to me.
And we'll see.
And he did, didn't you, David?
Well, so David, what made you think that this would be a show that would sing?
Well, first of all, I had actually seen the play in high school. A couple of upperclassmen had done it, and I ran the light board or something, so I was aware of it. And I this is how stupid I am. It never even occurred to me to make it a musical until a mutual friend suggested it. And I wasn't sure if I was the right person to write it because it's about women, and I sat down, I watched it, I talked to Jack. He told me people like Cy Coleman and Grazia Danielle and all these other people had at one point or another at least thought about it and approached him about it. And I thought, well, okay, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me to give it a look. And I wrote a couple songs. I think I wrote 3 songs, and you came over to my apartment to hear them. Only one of which is still in the show, but in the final version of the show. But I remember after I looked up from the piano, terrified, hands shaking, and looked at Jack to see what he thought. He was kind of misting up and said, I still remember really simply, he said, "I can't imagine the play ever having existed without those songs." And that was very sweet of you to say, but while the play still exists and always will on its own terms and as a terrific thing, that's just one of those moments as a songwriter that you just live for. Because
Nice.
I think, okay, if I can make him happy, then hopefully some other people will enjoy this too. And
it's amazing, and I think it'd be fun to do it in rep, like one night the play, one night the musical.
Wow.
That'll come soon. But Jack, what's so amazing too is all the incredible women who have played these roles, not only in the play, but then of course in the musical as well. So I wanted to take everybody on sort of a video journey of Vanities through the years. Here it is, you guys.
Wonderful.
We're gonna be okay in the winter. We're gonna be okay in the spring. We're gonna be okay in the month of May, in the snow and heat and everything. Wind may be driving a terrace apart, and a storm may be starting to pour. But you'll be there, and I'll be there, and we'll let the thunder roar. Yes, you'll be there, and I'll be there, feeling sunny, sunny more and more. People should get as much mileage as they can from life as they go through life. I'm not about to let you drop the ball when I know deep down you can have it all. 'Cause you and me, at least we try. We sometimes fall, but we bounce back high. So even when we go astray, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay in the morning. We're gonna be okay in the night. We're gonna be okay as the night gives way to the daybreak and the early light. All of the wishes a genie would grant, there's no reason we can't see them through. 'Cause you'll be there and I'll be there, and that's all we need to do. Yes, you'll be there and I'll be there, feeling sunny, sunny, me and you. Some people sing a gloomy tune, but they aren't as strong as you've been alone. Some people give up way too soon, but you know they've got it wrong. And we're gonna be okay till forever. We're gonna be okay here and now. We're gonna be okay every single day, every moment that the fates allow. Hands on the clock, keep us spinning around. Every hour comes the sound of a chime. But you'll be there and I'll be there. There's no mountain we can't climb. 'Cause you'll be there and I'll be there. Oh, you'll be there and I'll be there. You'll be there and I'll be there. Feeling sunny, sunny all the time. Sunny all the time.
Oh, it just makes me so
Wow.
happy.
That's a memory
I
trip.
mean, I'm tearing up again here.
I mean, can you handle like everybody who has done this show, who
I
has
know.
said your words and sung your music, you guys? It makes me tear up.
It's unbelievable. But I want to say to people, if you know the play, you don't really know what happens in the musical, because there's a fourth scene to the musical.
That's
And
why you
they-
said the
I
sequel,
mean-
right?
That's the sequel. And they get older, and you see what happened to them. So you got to see the musical to see what happened to them.
Well, exactly. And I want to hear all about the trajectory of what happened with the show too, but we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, let's bring out choreographer Dan Connectus and associate director Richard Rowland. There they are. Hi, fellas.
Hi, everybody.
Hey there.
How's it going, Dan?
Hi.
You know, I say choreography,
It's
choreographer,
great.
but it
Oh
doesn't
my God,
really, yeah, it doesn't give you like enough weight because now you're like Mr. Producer Man.
well, I got smart. That's what happened, Lauren. That's what happened. I was
hear
tearing
you.
up too, Jack, looking at that. My
Aw.
God, what good memories.
Great memories. Yes.
We sure did. And hi, Richard, you too. Richard is now working at Indiana University as the head of the, what are you? You're something super major fancy. Tell us about that.
I'm not, well, like Dan, I got smart too. I'm the head of the BFA musical theater program at Indiana University. And, you know, I'm dying to do Vanities there. So, you know, one of these days we've already done it in our scene study classes. We do a lot of the numbers from the show, and it's so great to work on them and see these young women be introduced to the musical and the world of Vanities. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. It's a great play and musical for that. I mean, and look at us, like the three of us, Richard, Dan, and I, like, holy career change, Batman. I mean, what is the matter with us? What have we done?
But the thing that I loved, like watching that video, it was like those girls go on that journey of life too, and now it's sort of we as the people who at one point made that certain section come alive now are living lives I don't want to say similar to the characters, but similar to the journey those characters went on. I mean, that's part of the power of that piece that Jack originally wrote, and David's incredible score. I was singing along. I remembered it instantly
And
when
by
you
the
were playing
way,
that.
that song was cut from the show. I mean, if David, you could probably create a whole musical with amazing songs cut from Vanities the Musical. Seriously.
If we did by the time it was all done, there was I think twice as many songs that were cut. If we did a full CD, I don't know who would want to hear that, but if we did a full CD of all the songs, it would be like a 2 or 3 album set.
It'd be like the complete, like the London, orchestra symphonic recording of whatever. I'd like to hear it.
I love this. You all look in your element, and you all are. You got out of New York at the right time too.
Well, I'll tell you this. I feel like I'm in the 4th scene of Vanities. I'm definitely that old now.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm in the 5th scene.
Like Kathy at the end in the 4th scene, you left New York at just the right moment, and
oh man.
No, it's good to be here in New York, but it's great seeing all you guys.
No, it's just fun to see how, just like Dan said, to see where people's lives go, and it always, and you end up somewhere different than you planned to, and it's so much better, and you could have never, seen that coming.
I have to say that it was Vanities that brought more than one change in my life. It was what brought me and Lauren together, and she brought me down to direct, I don't know how many shows.
I mean, 6 or 7 shows, and you spent a year being my associate artistic director.
And then I moved down there for a while, and it was amazing. Like, it just led to choice after choice after choice, and it was and it's all Vanities. That's what brought it.
That's what I say too, Richard. I mean, Vanities was a big, changing moment for me in my life too. It's pretty cool. I love cheers, Bullet Bourbon. I see, and your rock glass, nice.
I need a drink.
Well, my husband told me to hide my cab salve, which I did, but don't worry, during videos I'm taking a sip or two. But okay, so I know we have a lot of theater fans watching tonight, and they are definitely here tuning in to see Raven's Home star Anneliese van der Pol and 2-time Tony nominee Sarah Stiles. So let's bring those ladies out right now. Give the people what they want. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Anneliese.
Hi.
Hail, the gang's all here.
Lauren, you are one boss lady. Like, I am impressed. It's so incredible. You're so incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I was practicing back there in the dressing room down in Pasadena, second stage. Yeah, it's really fun, this new change in my life, and I'm really, really proud of what we're doing here at Theater Raleigh. So I can't tell you guys how appreciative I am that you would spend your Saturday nights and spend time with us here on our YouTube channel, and get people excited about live theater and musical theater and Vanities the Musical. When I approached Sarah and Annalise, you guys will remember this, I texted them and I was like, y'all, I miss you so much. I really want to hang out with you guys. I have this crazy idea to do this reunion and let's sing together. And they were like, I don't know, I'm so busy doing my Netflix show. And I don't know if you know, but I'm a Disney Channel star. I was like, come on. No, they didn't say that. They were immediately like, oh my God, that'd be so fun. That'd be amazing. And so the bonds that we made in this show, like we really loved each other, and I have really missed that. That's the one thing about not being in New York. I love being here, but I do miss my friends, and I've missed you guys.
Aw. Oh gosh, I wish I could say the same, Lauren.
Good Annalise.
But LA's fabulous. You guys, that song, You'll Be There and I'll Be There. I'm listening to it, and it's Sarah first, and then it's Lauren. I was like, oh, cool. I guess they recorded a song like without me, like before I entered or something. And then all of a sudden, I hear my voice. I have no recollection of recording that song at all.
Do you have recollection of performing that song in Pasadena?
Wait, when in the show was it? I can't remember
It's
when.
end of Act 1. No, it's end of Act 1, wasn't it?
No, because that was always.
Oh no, you're right. End of Act 2.
I feel like
It was
I'm
Let
putting
Life
clothes
Happen.
on somebody.
You know,
Were
it
we
was
dressing somebody?
No, it wasn't.
That was the problem. When the staging of the number, when the most you can solve for this. No, I'm not blaming you, Dan. But when what the number calls for is dressing somebody else, you know it's not the most active song in the world. And I looked at the stage and I was like, okay, I need to come up because basically that song was like, you're fine, it'll be fine. And that's not really a motivating number. So I looked at it again. I said, what if, because we're going to hear the number that replaced it in a little while. I looked at it, I said, yeah, maybe we need to come up with something a little bit more active and saying, reevaluate your life, take stock. And that was when Dan said, okay, now I know how to stage this.
I mean, let's be honest. There were so many different versions of the show. I remember in Pasadena, we were like, should we have an intermission? Should we not? Should it be all the way through? Should we split it in 2 acts? Yeah. I mean, that was like true new musical, figuring it out. Night by night, it was different. But I think what David is trying to say is this show was replaced by Let Life Happen.
That song, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, same kind of deal. Annalise, so you also come in at the very end of that song.
That's why I'm not remembering it. I was not very involved.
But it's so cool. I mean, I've had a lot of Vanities fans ask me about sort of the songs that were cut, and I was really happy that David, that you shared those with me, that we could share them with the audience tonight. Sure. You're going to get to hear another one in a minute. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that right now? Why don't we? I just want to make sure I'm on track. You're good. Yeah, I am. I'm on track. Let's celebrate our production of Vanities, not only in Pasadena but also off Broadway. Here's a little video.
This mornings I'm wide awake, 6 a.m. I'm bound right out of bed, feeling great, like the future lies before me. Most mornings are hard to take, get this awful pounding in my head like a drum, and the rhythm won't ignore me. But honey, however I feel, the minute you're smiling at me, I'm home free, 'cause I'm frozen in place by the face that I see. And suddenly everything's new whenever I'm looking at you. Is it any wonder you're the one the whole wide world adores? Hey there, beautiful, I'm yours. Hey there, beautiful, I'm yours. Some people drive flashy cars, hoping every stranger stops and stares as they speed right through every intersection. ultra-left. You're Bob Hope, you're an astronaut. You're the Pope who's visiting Camelot. You're the Flintstones car. Mickey Mantle's bat. You're a troll doll wearing a pillbox hat. And the planet spins and the times may change, but you're always there 'cause you're where it's at. Three honeys walk into a room and everyone's in for a ride. Step aside, because right from hello there is nowhere to hide. It's obvious dreams can come true when strangers are staring at you. Why are people talking from the very moment we appear? Who can set the world right on its ear? Pretty soon the answer's crystal clear. Hey there, beautiful, we're here. Hey there, beautiful, we're here. Hey there, beautiful. Hey there, beautiful. Everybody stand and cheer. We're here.
I had a full on.
I missed that number. I know we have replaced it, but I missed that number so much. That was one of my favorites.
I know, that was so good.
I had an Annalise moment listening to that. I was like, Annalise, I rewrote that number so many times. I didn't remember half those lyrics. It sounded like new words that didn't even come out of my pen. But it was fun to hear again.
Oh, I love
That's
it
so funny.
There's so much to unpack about that video. Like, I don't even know where to start. I think the best place is the ear candle, maybe.
Oh my
I was gonna say.
God! Oh my God! You guys, I was being, you know what? I was being such a bitch that day too about it. But my ear, I couldn't hear out of my ear. I still have ear
We were
trouble.
recording the album. You had to hear out of your
album.
ear.
That was
And
the cast
Annalise,
album.
you had just gotten back. You were filming like Shalom Sesame Street, right? You just gotten back.
Oh, I must have.
Your
Yeah,
ears
I
were
must
clogged.
have. Yeah. From Israel, maybe from the flight or something. Anyway, who cares?
I'm not sure I ever heard about Shalom Sesame Street, but that's kind of amazing in its own right.
I have a question. Are you under the table? Is that when the earthquake hit?
Earthquake.
Yes, that was
Earthquake.
the earthquake.
Yes.
You guys
Oh
were
my
on the
God.
I
first
rolled
one.
under the table and kept going, reading the script.
And
I
we
was
were
gonna
It's always a
bring
good
that
rehearsing.
up.
omen.
We were
The
rehearsing in a
first day of
furniture
rehearsal, there's an
store.
earthquake.
That's the thing. Like, we were in a furniture store across the street from Pasadena Playhouse, upstairs, right? It was so random, and the earthquake happened, and we were like the first day. Like, Sarah and I had just arrived from New York, and we were like, "What have we done?"
My favorite is that
That always bodes
Judy,
well.
Judy Ivy goes, you could tell the New Yorkers because the New Yorkers got out of that building in like 5 seconds and all of the LA people were like, oh, it's just an earthquake. Well, well it's nothing.
So funny.
Lauren, I'm sorry. I have to run to
I know
another
you
event.
do.
But
I'm so
I love
happy
all
that
of
you were
guys.
here.
I missed you.
Miss you
Miss you
too.
too. Congratulations on
too.
your amazing success, Dan. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great
you.
board
you.
meeting, whatever you have to do. Take care. We love you. Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do this? We'll replace him with our music director from Second Stage
And ear candle
off-Broadway.
supervisor.
And ear candle operator. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Perry. There he is.
Brian. Hey, Brian.
Did I miss the ear candle story?
Well, yeah, we showed a little video of the, sort of Vanities celebrating our performance and our production, and definitely the picture of you with Annalise's ear candle came up, so that was fun.
Oh my gosh.
I
That
mean,
was at the album, right? The
that
Captain
was.
Bowie session?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Someone,
absolutely the album.
ran out to get an ear candle. It was
I
like,
know what? I'm such a diva. My goodness.
as I
No.
recall.
It was pretty important that you could hear so we could record. So I think that was right in line. But like, I want to take 2 seconds to go back to the furniture store because we rehearsed up there for it was crazy. There was like, we had to go through the furniture store to get to the stairs that we would go upstairs and we would rehearse. Do you guys remember the day when a couple came up the stairs and like barged into our rehearsal and they were like, we were looking for Vanities, like the piece of furniture? Because there was a sign.
Because there were signs?
There was a sign on the stairs that was like Vanities upstairs.
I don't remember that at all.
They came in and
do.
they had like their little purse, and she was like, "We're looking for, like bureaus and vanities."
That is so funny.
Like, you can't make that up.
Good.
You can't make that up. Good times. Hi, Brian. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Do you know, it's the fanciest group of people. Dan had to go. He's like, a producing artistic director at Tootsie. You're coming in from a rehearsal from Jagged Little Pill. You guys are doing a thing. And also, if you should know that Brian is also, I guess, what would you call yourself, a founder of ACT of Connecticut? You and Dan, your husband, have a theater.
We do, yeah. I'm the resident music supervisor.
Got it.
Like
Okay,
fancy
that's your
title.
official title. Got it. You guys have been doing amazing stuff. I want to hear about how last 5 years went. I know you have a concert tonight that you're probably promoting as well. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Well, yeah, so we opened this theater, similar to everything you're doing, Lauren, which is so cool. It's a nonprofit regional theater. We're up in Ridgefield, Connecticut, and we got stopped by COVID for our second season, which is sort of crazy. We've had really wonderful people in the town supporting us, so we're staying alive. We're great, and much of it's due to Dan Levine, my husband, who works harder than anybody. We just did a COVID distanced production of Last 5 Years, which was wild. We were one of the first theaters approved by Equity to do an actual run of a show. And like what's involved in that is like just so insane. We're continuing to do more. And yeah, I just came from rehearsal for this concert we're doing for Jagged Little Pill, which is tomorrow night, which is also like this massive amount of like COVID craziness.
Mm-hmm.
But we're making it happen, sort of against the odds. But it's cool. It's tomorrow night at 8. It's streamed online. You can still buy tickets if you want. But it's fun. It's nice to be back with everybody. We just sort of stopped right in the middle. We opened, and 2 months later, we're just sort of like, all right, well, hopefully we'll pick this back up.
I know, it's got to be nuts. That's just going to be such a crazy thing when Broadway comes back and everybody has to rehearse, and I can't even imagine that kind of stress, but excitement too, because everybody's really waiting for that. So thank you for sharing all that. Is there, you want to talk about the Broadway Unwrapped you've got going on?
Oh, well,
it's happening
sure.
Probably as we speak.
It's actually, is it as we speak? I think it's tomorrow night. Actually,
oh, okay.
It's tomorrow
okay,
night.
Good.
Broadway Unwrapped. So it's our way of, instead of doing a holiday concert or something like that, we really can't have live audiences anymore. So that's there are tickets available to this sort of wonderful sort of journey backstage for everything we're doing at ACT. Our website is www.actofct.org. And there are tickets there. It's just donation based. It's
right.
been great. And again, the town has been so supportive and wonderful, and we remain just endlessly grateful for all of that. But
exactly. So donate to ACT of Connecticut, as well as donate to Theater Raleigh if you can.
Donate to Theater Raleigh.
You guys, we have had a $1,000 donor tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. Somebody is getting a beauty gift bag. Dan Bryson, thank you for your donation. That is so exciting. We hope that you keep bringing them in, and we will let you know if you're one of the top donors and let you know if you won one of our awesome prizes tonight. Okay, before we get to the main event, I want to take a little second to chat with Sarah Stiles and ANNELIESE van der Pol and just catch up with these two awesome ladies. You guys have been doing incredible stuff since last we met a decade ago. It's so crazy. My daughter was so impressed when she started. Well, by the way, she's doing our social media, and she's like, Sarah and ANNELIESE both have blue checks. Like, they're verified. And you remember Riley? She was 4 or 5 when we did the show, and she's now 16 driving, out in the world.
I love that picture of her.
I know, our
and
little mascot. She was like and she was wearing my tank top, which she wanted it to look like a little nightie, like we wore when we got changed. So cute. But tell me what you guys have been doing. Sarah, you've been like nominated for multiple Tonys and doing TV shows. Tell us what you're doing. How awesome you are.
I don't know. I have a new show coming out, which is very exciting. We don't have it's early 2021, so on Netflix. It's called The Crew. It's starring Kevin James. It's about NASCAR, and and I play an office manager in a NASCAR garage. And she's really fun. So I'm excited about that. We were in the middle of shooting that when COVID hit. But we got to finish it up this summer. And so it's all edited and they're just getting ready to release it. So that's exciting. But yeah. And I got married.
And big life stuff, right? You got married.
Yeah, I just got married. We had Thank you. And there were 8 of us on a little rooftop in New York, and I've got my mask pictures and my regular pictures and all the things.
Timestamp.
Yeah, it was very exciting. So it's weird. It's like 2020 has been kind of a great year for me too, it's the balance. It's all the balance.
Yeah, I think it's okay to say that. It's good to continue on with your life as much as you can and find the silver linings along the way, of course.
Yeah.
And what about you, Leesky?
Oh, I love when you call me Liska. Oh, I'm doing the same freaking thing I've been doing for the last 25 freaking years. It's like, I don't think I'm ever going to be off the Disney Channel, you guys.
Well, why would you want to be? It looks awesome.
Exactly. I may be the worst actress in the world, but that doesn't matter. I have a gig. So.
Oh my God. I cannot wait for you guys to watch the genius that is getting ready to happen with our concert that we're going to share with you tonight.
I'm so nervous about it.
No, you shouldn't be.
Sarah,
you shouldn't be. It is so...
I called Lauren. I think I texted you 100 times that day. I was sweating. It took me like 8 hours to film it. And then I finally sent it. And I'm like, Lauren, it's horrible. These 3 parts are completely unacceptable. Edit them. I went full like anxiety, like Joanne at her peak.
Yeah,
it's with the technology, it's definitely a learning lesson, But we learned a lot from it, and we did a good thing. But I kept thinking, poor Charlie and Lauren. Like, I don't know how you guys got that together to sync, and Brian, to sync those harmonies and the dialogue as well. So really, I have no idea what I'm about to watch, but I'm excited.
Also, like we used to belt real high.
Oh my God.
You guys probably still do it. I do not.
That is the biggest takeaway, David Kirschenbaum. What did you do to us with this score, and why did we have amnesia and not remember that it was impossible to sing?
Well, that was the factor too when we were trying to decide whether to do it in 1 act or 3 acts or 2 acts, and we brought in Liz Kaplan to the great vocal coach to show you how to she and Brian were helping to figure out how to do this healthily 8 times a week. But
and Carmel.
We had great understudies. Yes. Carmel, of course, and we had great understudies both in Pasadena, where Sarah, both you and I, we had back problems, and remember Liz Brackenberry went on for like a third of the performances.
Oh my God, that's right.
You remember?
And then
I had the brace, and I couldn't bend down, so I would squat to pick up the vanity.
Oh my God!
You were pushing the furniture around. You were pushing the furniture around the stage, and then when we got to New York. We also had great understudies, Julia Reiber and Katie Adams. I said, well, I'm sure you'll get to go on at some point, and then they never did. Somehow you guys did it.
We figured it out, but by that time, that's when we had Liz Kaplan. Thank you very much. It was when we got to New York. And by the way, Liz might be watching tonight because I chatted with her earlier today. She changed my life, and she has become my vocal guru. I'm telling you. Again, the Vanities full circle. That's where I met her, and she's changed my whole vocal life. So hi, Liz. I hope you're watching. But it was trippy. I was like, Lauren, why did you have this crazy idea? And why did you think you could still belt an F? You're 47. Yeah, lay off, lady. But it was really fun to revisit it, though, at the same time. And to answer your question, Annalise, my husband, Charlie Brady, actually did all the magic that you're getting ready to watch.
Yes.
He did such a great job syncing up everybody's voices and editing it all together, fun with some personality. So, I think it's really cute. I'm really proud of it. I think we sound great. I hope that we edited out all the weird kooky things, Sarah, that you asked me to. But you actually turned in really awesome performances, and it's hilarious to watch somebody just send a video that's got no music in the background. You just have an earbud, and it's just vocal dry with nothing else. And to see what he was able to turn it into, it's kind of fun. So why don't we do that? Why don't we give a little showing of the first 2 songs that we recorded exclusively for this Vanities Reunion event. First up, we have I Can't Imagine and Let Life Happen.
Oh, I hate the idea of a new school with new people. What if they all hate us?
I would die.
What if Gary, Jim, and Ted don't go with us?
I would just die.
What if we don't get in the same sorority?
Oh my God, I would really die. Since we started senior year, there's one thing on my mind. What happens when the 3 of us leave high school far behind? What if I don't get admitted and both of you do? Or if all that they have left is a dorm room for 2? I would not get by, no, I think I'd die if I can't share college with you. I can't imagine not having both of you there at my side. I can't imagine, no, I can't imagine not being with you the rest of the ride. Yes, I know I still have Ted who's in my head and heart, but you are the most important thing in my life. I can't imagine us ever being apart.
Maybe Jim and I'll live together.
You can't do that, it's not right.
Besides, the colleges won't let you.
Freshmen have to stay in the dorm.
One thing just occurred to me that fills me up with fear. What happens if that Brenda Blair is still around next year?
What if every girl is pretty and looks like a star?
What if every girl has money and drives her own car? Can we play the game when it's not the same as it is right here where we are? I can't imagine not being popular all my life through. I can't imagine, no, I can't imagine people won't love us whatever we do.
Lifelong we've been adored, which makes me sort of proud, since that is the most important thing in this life.
I can't imagine just being one of the crowd.
Right now we're fine, right here we're great. Our world is how it's supposed to be. I keep in line, my path is straight, 'cause I have both of you close to me.
Hurrying into the future,
Right here we're
but not letting go of the past. Taking account of what matters and making it last.
Imagine where we
But not letting go of the past. Imagine what's
my path is straight,
'cause I have you close to me. I can't imagine everything perfect the way it is here. I can't imagine, no, I can't imagine how it could be any different this year. But we are the things we do, took 4 years to arrange. Now this is the most important time in my life. I can't imagine, no, I can't imagine, no, I can't imagine how in the world it could change.
You like to stay protected, I never could. I tend to improvise my way. If life seems undirected, sometimes that's good. One trick that I've perfected, embrace the unexpected. Let life happen as you go. Simply follow with the flow. Loosen up as much as you can. Let life happen, relax, and that is the key. than what we say. Though change is always scary, sometimes it's right. Just take this tip from Mary, let things be arbitrary. Let life happen off the cuff. Life's already hard enough, and it all goes by in a wink. Let life happen, relax, and that is the key. I let life happen and watch what happens to me. You let life happen, and then you're finally free. Sometimes it's better not to think all about every slight misgiving, every minor concern and doubt you've ever had, every time you organize on a list. How the hell can you call that living? If you don't give it up, it's gonna drive you mad, and you'll be surprised at all that you've missed. So that's our memorandum. Forget your fears. You need to trust us from today. We do so well in tandem, and we'll be here. The fates are mostly random. Don't try to understand them. Let life happen, that's the trick. You'll be happy double quick. Stop obsessing, just wait and see. Let life happen, relax, and that is the key. I let life happen and watch what happens to me. You let life happen, and then you're finally free. Sometimes it's better just to be. Let life happen as you go. Simply follow with the flow. Loosen up as much as you can. Let life happen, relax, and that is the key. I let life happen and watch what happens to me. You let life happen, and then you're finally free. Sometimes it's better not to plan or to know where your life's gonna go. Let it roll, let it ride till there's nowhere to hide. There's a lot at stake, and together we're making a vow. No excuses. Let life happen right now. Right now. Right now.
Come on.
Wow.
Just Annalisa, just high belting and reading her Don't You Can't Make Me Angry book.
That was so good. That should have been in the production. The book was
High
great.
belting and overacting my face off.
No,
I like to pull focus.
that
I like to pull
acting
focus.
made it. That was like what brought it all together. You kidding me? You so nailed it.
Oh my God, that was
I'm
so
so
much
glad.
overacting.
I'm so glad that I turned on the white balance correctly when I shot the video. It looks like I've been spending many hours in a tanning bed.
No.
During COVID, you've just been laying out.
No, we did that.
You
And
guys sound so good
we
together.
did that, and Charlie did that so well. Good
Yeah,
for him.
good
Thank
job.
you, Charlie.
Yes.
That was so
And
fun.
Brian, plunk out those
I didn't
notes.
say
Brian,
anything.
you nailed
It
it.
does. I have to say, it does remind me how wonderful you three sound together. It's really, it's very special. And you know what? I just have to also just say one more thing. Just as I was reconnecting to this music and listening to the album, you know, just a shout out to Lynn Shankel and her orchestrations because they were so great and are so great. And you know, if this is the first time you're hearing Vanities, go check out the album and you'll hear a lot of it. David's melody, Lynn's orchestrations. It's so great. These great vocals. Very special.
Yes, and your additional vocal arrangements, Brian, were killer. Amazing. You nailed it. And also, I want to give a massive shout out to Joe Moat, who came in and played the drums for us. Lynn Shankel's husband. So Lynn and Joe, if you guys are watching, Joe, you came through so hardcore. It made all the difference in the world to have that drum track. So it just was awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have a lot of actually Vanities alumni and participants watching tonight. I see that Gail is watching, and Carolyn Miller
Aw.
and Jason Raid is watching.
Wow.
Everybody say hi to them.
Hi.
It's just so great that like everybody just had a really great experience on this, and you know, you were all so game to just come back and do it, and everybody was so game to help and be a part of it. It just was a like you were sort of saying, or somebody was saying when we came back from that video, like Anneliese and Sarah and I we had a blast, and it was even fun to watch that video. We even had chemistry when we weren't in the same room.
We had so much fun together. Seriously, like Pasadena was a total blast out
It
there.
was ridiculous.
I just
And
feel
really-
like, yo, go ahead, Anna.
I was just going to say it, and Lauren had said much earlier, but really we had been through so much just personally in our own lives. I think we're all with different men, maybe even some of us women. I don't know. But we were really, we had been through so much, and we had traveled. And I think at one point we were meant to go to Broadway, you know? And
Oh my God.
and luckily we found a perfect happy home off Broadway. But we had been through a lot. Not necessarily with the show, but outside of the show, and then with the show, that of course it was a bonding experience, and not just us as women, but together. And I looking back on it, I just, you know, when you're in it, you don't remember all of this stuff. And looking back on it, I didn't realize really, dare I say, how good it was, because I'm in it and I'm only thinking about myself, and I'm being so critical of the show and myself. But it was beautiful, and listening to the album, it's just stellar. It's absolutely beautiful. So thanks for letting me relive it again.
It really is so good. And I told Anneliese and Sarah this when I reached out to them about this crazy idea, is that I did a podcast with Hi Dan, like probably at the beginning of the pandemic, and I started listening to the cast album again, and I was like, oh my God, this is so fun, and they are so good. Like Anneliese and Sarah sound incredible on that cast album, and I was just like, I miss you guys, I miss this. And it's just so funny, Liska, that you brought up going to Broadway, because one of the videos that I sort of clipped from, thank you Broadway.com and Playbill, that it was like, coming to Broadway 2008, womp womp. And Sarah, remember that really sad day that we stood under the theater and we're like, we were supposed to be opening, but there's a recession.
Yep. We stood out on the street and got our picture taken. I don't know for what.
It was for the New Times. It was literally
and then we went back to your apartment and ate snacks.
We ate so many snacks. We ate so. Kenny Aldahaf sent us like Harry and David like boxes and boxes of chocolate. And Sarah, when we found out we weren't going to Broadway, Sarah, you came over to my apartment and we ate the.
Absolutely.
I know, and it's so crazy that time was, you know, when Broadway wasn't happening because of the economy, and here we are again in the same exact place.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
But I do think you're right. We did find our happy home at Second Stage. I thought it was perfectly suited for that, and what it probably should have been, you know, all along. So I was so happy with the way it came through. And
I know, and the pay was the same.
Oh, it's exactly the same.
Well, you know, it's funny that when there's a reason why Jack, you had offers to move the original play to Broadway way back when, right? And
I did.
Wow.
And you always sort of resisted that.
I did. I just thought it was this small play about 3 people, and it's still a musical it's about friendship, and it's about their journey. And also, I always said it's a play about people who have no plan for their life. So they just fall through life, you know, which is sort of where I was when I wrote it. And I think that's sort of where we were when we were doing it. We were falling through the whole thing, trying to figure it out, you know. And but it was a great time. I mean, it was a great time. But David and I have laughed. I mean, sometime he's going to have to, I'm either going to have to write the 5th act, where you all are 60 or something, or we're going to have to do that concert of all the cut songs at 54 Below or something. Everything that was cut from this show is amazing. So,
it's
true. And Joanne and Kathy, can we see them all at the retirement home?
Yes, that's the next act, Richard, the retirement home.
And do we still get to play all the different ages? Or are we going to be like 80 playing 17-year-olds?
You have to play all of them. Yeah.
You all look better now than you did 10 years ago. I mean, seriously, you all 3 of you look amazing.
Thanks, David. You too.
Yeah, you guys really do. It's fun to see everybody's faces and see where your lives have gone. It's fun. But I think a really interesting takeaway to this whole conversation is that there was so much evolution in the show, even while this group, on the screen was a part of it. But then there continued to be an evolution after what is usually supposedly the final product when it makes its New York debut. Jack and David, I know you guys have been working on this show and continued to work on it for years after we had our off-Broadway debut and the cast album was put out into the world.
Well, one thing Seattle. We went to Seattle, and an interesting thing happened there is David Armstrong, who directed it there, had directed the play in the past, so he really knew the play. And he kept saying, put this back in from the play. So it was stuff I cut from you all, and then it went back in, including the principal at the end of Act One, which we had in Pasadena and didn't have in New York. And it just was repatching it up in a different way. I mean, and it was interesting because it was nothing new. It was just how we put this mosaic together. Go ahead, David.
No, I mean, the 40-second history, the whole thing started at Theater Works in Palo Alto, the Tony Award-winning regional theater works, and then all the productions before New York. Sarah was the only one who was a part of every bit of that, so she lived it all with us. But my one regret is that we always felt like we didn't quite get it right with you guys, and it wasn't until the good news about theater is nothing's ever done until they take your pen or your computer processor away from you. After Seattle and David Armstrong's production, we kept working on it right up through a terrific production in London, directed by Raki Plews, where we felt like it was finally sort of the version of the show that we'd always wanted to see, and that's the version that's licensed now by Samuel French and Concord. But a huge step in that process was, again, Lauren, was your production, because that was the first version where we had nothing to do with it, and I realized we didn't need to be there anymore because it was in the hands of terrific directors like you to do it.
Aww.
But the song, Jack added a lot of comedy material and restructured other stuff. I cut 4 or 5 songs that are on the cast album that you recorded, including the opening and the finale. Nothing major.
Different transitions too.
Different transitions, yeah. And the version of the show that we wound up with is one we're really happy with, and the finale is completely different. But are we gonna talk about the
David, it's
last
crazy
song?
because when we did it at Theater Raleigh, we were saying earlier it was right as you were starting to license the show in 2014, and then we did, in my production I directed here at Theater Raleigh, we did Looking Good, which was the finale that we did off Broadway and at Pasadena. So now you're telling me there's a new finale?
Yes, it's a new version of another thing I wrote for, I think at one point in Pasadena. I can't remember if it ever went in Pasadena or not. But anyway, it's called. It did, yeah. It's called.
Didn't it go in
Go,
Pasadena? Didn't you do?
What is
A
it?
different ending in Pasadena?
So.
Yeah, we
And
did.
then
At one
New
point
York.
we did one.
It was more upbeat.
But then
Yes, that's the one.
we rewrote it for Seattle, and then I rewrote it again for London. Anyway, that's the version that's in the show now, and I swear, Jack, you can back me up on this. I swear, in the context of the show, it works better as a finale than the original. But for tonight, when we were talking, Lauren and Brian and I were talking about what songs to do, one of the first things that came up was the original finale for the show, which I know you guys always loved. It always made Jack tear up. We'll see if that happens again tonight.
Well,
And so we thought that even though it's not in the show anymore, it'd be really fun to look back and do this original version of the final song on the show, Looking Good, which also I think is more appropriate for this event, this nice event that you put together, Lauren, which is all about old friends reconnecting and looking forward to a better tomorrow.
Yeah, and it kind of speaks
not,
to where we are in the
staying in
world
touch.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like to friendships, and also we're seeing a brighter future, you know, with the hopefully the rounding out of this pandemic and vaccines coming out, maybe getting back to theater. So things are in essence starting to look good for 2021.
Right.
I'm very excited about that. So yeah, we definitely felt like let's end this on a high note and a wonderfully, you know, sweet message that I feel like looking good sort of encapsulates. And so why don't we just go ahead and play it? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Looking Good.
Often was the time I gazed in the mirror, and nothing was clearer to me. Then you look at the sky, and you study a star, and the person you are becomes easier to see. We're on a journey that takes us a while. Living is more than just image and style. I never knew till recently exactly where I stood. Looking good seemed like it was everything. But now, at long last, things are looking good.
Always thought that I'd be perfect forever, and swore that I never would fall.
But then time plays its tricks, and your world gets revised, and the things that you prized, they don't matter much at all. We're on a mission we can't really know. Most of us make it up as we go.
I had to learn priorities as anybody would.
Looking good seemed like it was everything. But now, finally now, things are looking good. And the people you need, they will always be near. Maybe on and off, like a winter cough, you can't really shake.
Someone might let you down. Someone might disappear. They'll come shining through inside of you in every move you make. We're on a river that sweeps us all. All we can hope is that little goes wrong.
Farewell to days of innocence, goodbye to childhood, when looking good seemed like it was everything. But now, oh my friend, we don't need to pretend.
What we do
will depend on what lies around the bend.
It's a
road with no end, and it's beautiful. Hey there, beautiful. Things are looking good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Beautiful.
That's so sweet.
I know. I
You
thought
guys.
that was pretty good, you guys. I got chills. Brian, I finally got All We Can Hope. I got that cut off. Finally. 10 years
10
later.
years ago? That's good.
10 years later, I got that cut off. I didn't get anything else right, but I got that part.
I remember those vocal rehearsals.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
Oh,
We're on a
God.
river. It's just like, I live
know,
for
I
that.
love that.
Oh.
I remember the last time we sang that for the last show, the closing performance.
Bawling.
All
Yeah.
of us crying so hard. It was
I
such
know.
an intense time, and I feel like we all were going through a huge like shift in our lives, and it was really powerful to go through that with you ladies. I mean, I'm talking to all of you beautiful guys too, but honestly, Lauren, Annalisa, like it was what a special project that was, doing that together. It really
was. I mean, we were so just out there, the three of us, you know, though we had incredible support from the writers and the music and direction and all that, but like when it came down to it, it was the three of us out there, you know, laying our souls on the line, and it was so emotional and like so high octane. Like we just ran the gamut of all the emotions. And like you said, we were different people then and experiencing so much in real time.
And now doing it, singing those lyrics here in my bedroom, singing, you know, someone might let you down, someone might disappear, they'll come shining through, has such a deeper, different meaning now. Thinking about you guys sort of disappearing, you know, but you still live on through me. I still think of you always. I think of all of you. And I mean, I wish I could do it again. Gosh darn it.
I know, isn't it
I
funny?
feel that way too. I was like, I wish we could hit like act 3 and 4 now.
Well, first of all, you two are finally aging into act like 3 and 4. I'm a little past my prime. But Annalisa and I were talking about how she is the same age now that I was when we wrapped up. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And you were just a teeny tiny
Jack
baby.
Yeah, and the
Jack wants to
similarities I
write
have to my
another scene,
character. Sorry, go.
I was saying Jack wants to write another scene. Let's do this every 10 years.
Okay, we'll just keep adding to it as we go, right?
Yeah, it'll just be like a puzzle that we keep adding to as the years go on.
I love it.
It was so fun because Annalisa, you were also so young. I mean, even though you had already had That's So Raven fame, but you were what, like 24 when we did this? I mean, you were a baby.
Yeah, 24, 25. And now I think about Kathy and, you know, that fourth act of her struggles, you know, and certain things that relate and correlate to my own life, you know, it's just so crazy. Yeah, I get it now.
I feel like I remember you saying that at the time. You're like, look, I just don't know. I don't know.
Sarah and I were like, Jesus Lord.
I don't know how I would act. I'm 24.
At least I was honest.
No, nobody in the audience could ever tell that. Like, I felt like you always had this such maturity and depth to you that.
No, you were so totally grounded.
Yeah.
I'm sure your That's So Raven fans were probably like, wait, what? Like, got some weight to her. Yeah, it would be fun though to revisit these roles again. So I am glad that you guys jumped on board and we had at least this little baby opportunity to do this tonight. I want to also tell you that I'm getting a lot of, I don't know if you're watching the stream, maybe when you go back and look at YouTube, you'll get to see all the amazing comments that people have been saying. Please do read them because a lot of people are just loving all of you guys. I'm also getting like text after text on my iPad here. I did just get a text from an anonymous donor of $2,000, you guys.
Yay!
Wow. Yay.
So that is pretty exciting. So we definitely have some awesome donations tonight, and somebody is getting a amazing beauty gift bag. Also, Michelle Opitz, I think you also might have given one of the winning donations as well. So I'll be in touch with you. So I'm super thrilled. This has been just everything that I had hoped and dreamed it would be. I know that I called you all like on a crazy whim and just said, hey, let's do this. So I'm grateful to all of you on the screen for joining me tonight, and I couldn't have expected it to go better, and I kind of want to just sort of go off air, and then everybody, like, let's sit back, have our snacks, and let's keep talking, because I'm sure there's a lot more shenanigans that we could talk that are not appropriate to tell on a fundraising event live streamed. Or we could just meet weekly and just do this over and over, but it has just like warmed my soul, and I have just loved reconnecting with all of you so much.
Oh, ditto, Lauren. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Lauren.
So much.
Well, I love you, and I told you this would only be an hour of your life, so I will be sending you now on your merry way. I appreciate you all. Jack, I love you. I'm so happy to see your beautiful face. David, I'm so grateful for all this collaboration that you have done with me over this last week. David and I have been texting novels back and forth. So happy to have had this moment with you.
I text novels. You do short texts with emojis, and I write 5 paragraphs.
Okay, that's true. That is very true. True story. But I have really loved chatting with you and working on this with you and with Brian. Brian, you who came through so hardcore, and I know you're so busy. So thank you for putting all this music together and organizing that. It came out so well. And Richard, I miss your face so much, and Theater Raleigh misses you. You are a gem to me, and you are invited back here whenever you want to come direct a show, please.
I packed up my place. I'm coming down tomorrow.
Sweet. That's what the packing was. Awesome. All right. Well, love to you and Raymond. And Sarah, I'm so happy for you and all that you have going on in your life. You are just such a beautiful star, and I can't tell you how proud I am of your success, and not only on stage, but in your life with your new husband and your family. So congratulations, and know I love you and appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you. You're incredible.
And Annalise,
I'm not married.
Yeah, fine. It's not about that. You don't need to be. I heard tell you had a boy help you with some of your video stuff, so that's cool. But I'm also just super proud of what you're doing in your life, and you seem so grounded and like a beautiful, mature woman now. It's so fun to see you again after 10 years and watch your growth. And you're just a cool, awesome Disney star. I also want to just one crazy more anecdote before we sign off. Do you remember the time we did that that group sales event down in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia? The three of us flew down there, took the train down there.
Yes.
And do you remember how we ran into what was a 13-year-old girl who was in the ensemble of 13 on Broadway? It was actually Ariana Grande. She lost her mind over Anneliese van der Pol in the backstage area. No, she lost her mind over you.
Wow.
No.
Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Man, I could really
You should
use
call
her
her
right now. Call her. I should.
I call her and be like, remember when you were impressed with me? Yeah, let's talk. I can sing duets.
Lauren, oh my, thank you for telling me. I have no recollection of that at all, you guys.
Oh,
I heard the story. I didn't know it was her.
Yeah, it was Ariana Grande.
I didn't know it was Ariana Grande.
Well, when I told the story, I was like, the girl from 13, now she's like, pop sensation, Ariana Grande. It's gotta be a different story now.
And then she ended up betting on the Disney Channel, and she dyed her hair red, even. But that was before.
That was before. Yeah. But anyway, I thought you would love to hear that story. I kind of something I think about all the time. But you're amazing. Everybody loves you. You had a lot of fans here tonight, so thank you for doing all that you did to promote this event.
They better be donating. They better be donating.
They are, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, I love you. Be well. Have a wonderful Saturday night, and I will see you guys soon. And the people out there in the world who are still watching and you're with us tonight, I just want to say thank you for joining and donating tonight. You have no idea how you're helping us create an incredible venue for the greater theatrical community in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the Triangle area, and helping us get through this pandemic. So thank you for joining us tonight. I also want to tell you that we've got some cool shows coming up. We have something called A December to Remember, which is going to be streamed next Saturday night. It's a purchased ticketed event, so you can get your tickets at theaterraleigh.com. We have awesome killer singers. We're going to have 25 people in the room, and we are also selling tickets for the online experience. And then on December 21st, we have our holiday performance of Living Room Live. There it is again with Moses T. Alexander Green. So we're going to wrap up 2020 with an awesome show with Moses and performances from Pooled, which is a show he wrote, and A Motown Christmas. So you're not going to want to miss it. So you guys, that's it. That is our show. I'm so grateful to everybody you saw on screen and everybody off stage who helped us, especially Charlie Brady, and to Eric Collins, who is our sound and video tech. I'm so grateful to you. And thank you to my Theatre Raleigh staff, especially Ashley Allen, who's been working the chat and making sure that the donations are coming through and I'm getting all the communications. Love you guys. Thank you. It is a team sport, so we couldn't do it without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please wear a mask and let's get back to the theater soon. Good night, everybody.
We're singing the same old music, making that old-time magic, proving that time is easy to resist. When you see folks get older, isn't that kind of tragic? Doesn't that make you wanna slit your wrist? Thank God we're looking good, all chic and dressed to kill. I only wish that we were back in